What does it really take to break free, from the life you were born into, especially when the world feels so stacked against you?
It's a huge question, a really heavy one.
Exactly. And today, we're diving deep into Aravind Adiga's novel, The White Tiger, which won the Man Booker Prize, by the way, and also it's pretty successful Netflix film adaptation.
Right. And this story, it's not just entertainment, is it? It really pushes back on our ideas about right and wrong, about ambition, and just the raw deal of class inequality.
Totally. So our mission here is to unpack that sharp, dark humor, the satire in it all. We'll follow the main character, Balram Halwai, what a character, and try to get why this story still hits such a nerve, talking about modern India, sure, but also those universal struggles, survival, reinvention.
Yeah, it speaks to a lot. We'll dig into the book's critique first, how biting it is.
And then we'll look at how the movie brought that same punch to, well, basically everyone with a Netflix account.
We've got some great stuff to draw on, a really insightful review of the novel, looking at its themes and impact.
And a detailed breakdown of the 2021 film, how true it stayed to the book, how people reacted.
So yeah, buckle up. It's quite a ride into ambition and the systems that trap us.
Okay, so let's start with the novel itself.
Yeah.
How is it set up? You mentioned it's not just a story.
Right. Ediga frames it as this darkly funny, satirical kind of revelation. It strips away that shiny image of incredible India, gets right down to the poverty, the corruption, the inequality underneath.
And the structure is pretty unique, isn't it? The letters.
Exactly. The whole thing is a series of letters from Balram, our guy, to the Chinese premier, Wen Jiabo, who's about to visit India.
Which is just brilliant in a dark way.
It totally is. It adds this layer of irony and lets Balram just spill everything unfiltered. His voice is just so direct, so confessional, it pulls you right in.
So, no glossing over the tough stuff. It's gritty from the get-go.
Absolutely. No tourist brochure version here.
So tell us about Balram. How does he start out? His journey is something else.
Oh, absolutely. He begins as this smart kid, really ambitious, son of a poor rickshaw puller in Bihar, in what he calls the darkness. And the key thing is, he just refuses to accept his fate as just being a servant forever.
That spark of defiance, right?
But that's it. That's what drives him. It pushes him out of the village and into Delhi, the light, where he manages to get a job as a driver for Ashok, the son of a rich landlord.
But Delhi isn't exactly a paradise either, is it?
Not at all. He quickly learns this modern world is just corrupt in different ways, maybe even sneakier ways. He's constantly dealing with bribes, being exploited, that feeling of servitude.
The morals kind of go out the window?
Pretty much. Loyalty, doing the right thing.
Yeah.
It all takes a backseat to just surviving, getting ahead. Adiga shows how that system just warps your sense of right and wrong when you're under that kind of pressure, day in, day out.
Which leads us to that unforgettable metaphor, the Rooster Coop. It's chilling. Can you break that down for us? What is it, and what does it do to someone like Balram psychologically?
The Rooster Coop. Yeah, it's absolutely central. Adiga paints this picture of chickens in a market cage, right? They see the others being taken out one by one for slaughter.
But they just stay put, don't fight back.
Exactly. They don't try to escape. And Balram has this awful realization. That's him. That's millions of poor people in India, trapped in this human rooster coop.
Why?
It's a system that keeps them docile, submissive, not just with force, but by making them believe there's no way out, making them accept it. It's psychological conditioning.
And that realization pushes him.
It pushes him to the edge. He's desperate, ambitious, suffocating. And then he does it the unthinkable. He murders his boss, Ashok.
Which is shocking, but in the book's logic, it's his only way out of the coop.
It's presented as his brutal rejection of the whole system, yeah. He takes the stolen money, goes to Bangalore, and completely reinvents himself.
Yeah.
Becomes a successful entrepreneur.
And that's where the white tiger idea comes in.
Precisely. He calls himself the white tiger, this rare, maybe once-in-a-generation creature, fierce enough, cunning enough, to actually break out of the cage. But, and this is crucial, he breaks out through violence, through ditching conventional morality.
That transformation is just fascinating because it leaves you so conflicted. Is he a hero? A villain? A product of the system?
All of the above, maybe. It forces you to ask uncomfortable questions.
So, stepping back, what are the big themes Balram's journey throws up? Obviously, the class divide.
Huge. The gap between rich and poor is just enormous in the book, and Adiga doesn't flinch from showing how poverty just grinds people down, strips away dignity,
Yeah.
and tied right into that is corruption. It's everywhere. Not just the big guys, the politicians, the landlords, it seeps into everything.
Like you have to play the game to survive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The novel suggests that in that kind of environment, morality is almost a luxury. Survival dictates its own rules. Balram isn't choosing evil for evil's sake. He's choosing to survive outside the rules that kept him trapped.
Which makes that conflict between freedom and servitude so stark. His path is violent, disturbing, but it is his path to freedom from the coop.
It forces you to think, what would it take? What extreme would you go to if every other door was slammed shut?
And that reinvention aspect, too.
Yeah.
Changing his identity.
Yeah, identity and reinvention's another big one. He literally sheds his old life name, past everything to build this new one, but it costs him morally. His past actions shape who he becomes.
It's a brutal look at making it when the system's rigged.
Totally. And Adiga's satire just skewers that whole idea of modern India, the shiny India of light, versus the struggling, ignored India of darkness. He rips away the facade.
And his writing style matches that, right? Sharp, funny, but brutal.
Oh yeah. It grabs you, it's witty, but it doesn't pull any punches. Unforgettable, even if it's uncomfortable.
And winning the Booker Prize in 2008 obviously made a huge splash.
Massive. It sparked so much debate. Was it fair? Was it too cynical? Did it represent India accurately?
That direct voice, Balram's letters, probably fueled that, right? No escaping his perspective.
Definitely. You can't easily look away or dismiss what he's describing. The controversy wasn't just about a book. It was about how India saw itself and how it wanted the world to see it.
So why does it still resonate so strongly today, do you think? What makes it powerful for people now?
I think it holds up that universal mirror. It makes you, the reader, question things. Balram, hero or villain, what does that say about your morals?
Right.
It shows the real cost of ambition when the playing field isn't level. It makes you think about poverty not just as numbers, but as something systemic, and the desperate choices people make.
So it connects with lots of different people.
For sure. Students thinking about ambition, social limits, readers wanting a non-glossy look at modern India, people who appreciate dark humor exposing injustice.
Anyone grappling with ethics. Right?
Yeah, or writers looking at narrative voice, even policymakers maybe, getting a ground-level view of inequality, or just anyone who's ever felt trapped, you know?
Though hopefully not inspiring the same methods.
Definitely not endorsing the methods, but it makes you question the systems. It broadens your view on class, power, morality, and asks that tough question. What's the real price of breaking chains?
That question of cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sticks with you. And that resonance, I guess, is what led to the film. How did that transition happen from page to screen?
Well, it landed on Netflix globally in January 2021, and the director was Ramin Bahrani.
Oh, and you mentioned he's a friend of Adiga's. The book's dedicated to him.
That's right. Which probably helped ensure the film stayed true to the spirit of the novel.
And did it. How faithful was the adaptation?
Remarkably so, actually. Critics generally agree it's a very close adaptation. It follows Balram's narration, his whole journey from driver to entrepreneur.
Did it capture the tone, that dark humor and satire? That seems tricky for film.
It really did. Bahrani managed to keep that sharp edge, and visually it hammers home the contrasts, the insane wealth next to the grinding poverty, seeing it as visceral.
Did they keep the letters to the premiere?
They did, through voiceover, so you still get Balram's direct confessional perspective guiding you through the story. It worked really well.
And the cast must have been key.
Absolutely phenomenal. Darsh Gaurav as Balram, wow. He got the cunning, the vulnerability, the ambition. Totally deserved that BAFTA nomination.
I remember the buzz around his performance.
And Rajkumar Rao as Ashok, Priyanka Chopra Jonas as Pinky Madam, also producing. They were both fantastic.
Yeah.
Really brought the complexities of those characters out.
So critically acclaimed.
Widely. Praised globally for tackling poverty, corruption, class. It even got an Oscar nod for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Wow. So the film basically took the story global.
Massively global. Netflix gave it a huge platform. Suddenly, millions who'd never read the book were talking about the White Tiger, about the Rooster Coop, about inequality in India.
So it amplified the conversation.
Hugely. Seeing the story unfold visually, the luxury, the slums, Balram's transformation, it made the message incredibly accessible, emotionally resonant for a worldwide audience. It was probably an entry point to modern Indian lit for a lot of people.
So the film didn't dilute the message.
Not at all. If anything, it reinforced it. It carried those same unsettling questions about morality, freedom, ambition, but with that cinematic power that just hits you differently, it gave the story an even bigger stage.
So wrapping up, The White Tiger, book and film, really leaves you chewing on some big questions, doesn't it?
Definitely. About ambition, what it takes to survive, and these systems seen and unseen that shape our lives, that lift some and trap others.
It stays with you because it's so unflinching about power, class, and that fierce human drive for freedom, whatever the cost.
Yeah, that desire is powerful, and it forces you to look around at your own world, too.
Which brings us to that final thought. This deep dive kind of challenges us maybe to think about our own lives. Are there subtle rooster coops we encounter? Invisible rules or expectations holding us back?
That's a really provocative question.
And what does freedom or success really mean if the game isn't fair? What systems, maybe closer to home, do you think keep people trapped? And what sacrifices, big or small, do people make every day to try and break free?